From Castle Rexworth and the Rexworth Estates, I bid you all good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are and whenever you are. My name is Rexworth, Lord Rexworth, and you are looking at a Twitch affiliate, my dear friends. I got the message, the email earlier this morning from Twitch saying I had leveled up, as it were, to affiliate. And so I have spent part of my day in absolute elation and joy after nearly 9 months of hard work. We made it, nobles. We made it. At long last. There were times that I wondered if it was ever going to happen. And there were a few close scrapes where I thought, oh well, maybe next month. But no. Fortune and favor has decided to shine down upon me. And you are now looking at a proud Twitch affiliate. I saw that my checklist of accomplishments had been switched over earlier today to where now it's no longer path to affiliate, now it's path to partner, which will take considerably more time, I'm sure. But for now, I want to welcome all of you to a celebration of sorts. A celebration where we just sort of look back upon, reflect on, and just sort of talk about just how far things have come. And especially, I'd like to talk a little bit about the journey ahead, about what you will be seeing in streams coming very soon. Yeah, all of it. We'll go over everything. You may notice now that there are some channel points. Those of you who are followers of the Twitch channel, you may notice now there are channel points available. I have tentatively titled them Nobility, though if somebody has I may conduct a poll on those just to see if anybody has a better idea. But so far, I thought, you know what, my followers are my nobles, so nobility, chance to earn nobility points. I saw and I'm laughing. Yes, so all of you who are followers, and all of you who choose to stick around and watch the stream, or keep it on in the background as an active tab, you'll be earning nobility points. You may also notice that the ability to give bits is now available. The ability to subscribe is now available. All of the things that you've come to expect with a lot of your favorite streamers, you can now do with His Lordship's stream. Afea, welcome, my dear. Thank you so much. Yes, new moderator, everybody. Afea Elaric is now a new moderator on my channel, along with my dear friend and editor Action Bastard. Both will be moderators, along with Pink Zombie, Sugadono, and Solatone. So those are my moderators in Discord, and they are now my moderators here on Twitch. Why did I think about coat of arms or merits? I mean, I suppose you could think of it that way. I am still trying to find a good-sized PNG to replace the little purple bubble. So we will. I have to work on that. I'm thinking perhaps just a little crown emoji or something like that. Considering that my Oshi mark is the crown and the European castle. So it'll either be something that looks like a crown or something that resembles a European castle. Rex, I said it. What did you say, Butterfly? Oh, sent it. Okay. I see what you're saying. Let's see. I have to scroll up here. See what we got. Ah, a little something from the Etsy. Ah, yellow liquid crown. Sub badges. Ready to use and optimized. Oh, I like that. That's perfect. Yes, Butterfly, I like that. Right. I'll get on that after stream. I've got the tab up. And as usual, coming in the clutch here and with a fantastic bargain as well. Yeah, everyone in chat, if you need advice on something that looks good for your stream, whether it's sub badges or overlays or a stream theme or something like that, Lorelei Chow is the one that I highly recommend. She was the one who recommended this particular background that you see of this castle library. The same artist I've gone back to create the winter and the Christmas theme. He had the same idea I had. Yeah. So a little crown for the nobility points, or just the nobility as we'll call them. But yes, if you ever need advice on really good aesthetics for your stream theme or anything like that, please do give Lorelei Chow a follow. Perhaps give her a whisper, or you know what? You can always just join the Castle Rexworth Discord and everybody collab and talk amongst yourselves. The gates are open, of course. Do join the Castle Rexworth Discord by clicking that link there in the chat. And so with all of this opened up, I can accept bits now. The tip jar, of course, is still going to remain in place, which supports me directly. Streamelements.com/Lord Rexworth/tip. But you can gift bits now. Really, Stream Elements. Yeah. Heck yeah. You can also, if you have an Amazon Prime membership, with Amazon Prime members, you get one free subscription to a Twitch streamer every month. It's sort of like if you say you're an Audible user, for example. It deleted your link. Well, that's not supposed to happen. Was that still happening? We noted that earlier. Here we go. Let's try that. It might be the moderation on my chat, which I can certainly make an adjustment on that. I see it. Okay. Good. I see it for tips. All right. Excellent. Let's try it again with the Discord. I may have to go and... I've got some auto mod settings in place, just as a precaution, but... let's try that again with the Discord link. But anyways, those of you who are not members of the Discord, there's the link once more. We are going to be having ad breaks, of course, for those who are not subscribed. But these are going to be, I believe I have those set currently for 3 minutes per hour. So they'll be broken up into about a minute and a half. So about 90 seconds of ads. That was what the smart settings recommended to me when I was getting everything set up today. And I think that's rather fair. I mean, I had the option for 1 hour's stream to go as far as 10 minutes worth of ads, but I thought, gosh, that would have worked maybe if this were 30 years ago for a television program back in the 90s, back when programs were about 50 to 52 minutes long without ad breaks. But in this day and age, with such short attention spans, that's just not going to work for a lot of people. So, OG, welcome in. So yeah, well, opted instead. Let's go with 3 minutes. And that is the absolute bare minimum for me to get 55% advertising revenue sharing with Twitch. I figured 10 minutes, nobody would want to sit through that. But 3 minutes per hour, I think is a fair ask for anyone. I'll try to time it out. I've got a control here on on the stream manager here for Twitch, which I've got up on my second screen. Giving the pop emojis. But yeah, anyways, I will of course still have my own endorsements and adverts that I do live reads for. Yeah, you did it. I did. Even got the animation to follow me. I laughed hard. Yeah, so I've got a toggle here that I can press a button and it'll fire off a 60-second ad. All of those get bypassed, however, if you have if you sub to my channel. So, and you may have noticed now that instead of follow goals in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, we now have sub goals, and we're starting off with a sub goal of 10. Which I think is fair, given that just starting out as an affiliate. But that's fair enough. You can, of course, if you have Amazon Prime, you get 1 free Prime sub every month. Those are always welcome. I'm happy to take your Bezos books if you want to give those. Standard subscriptions available at levels 1, 2, and 3 as far as tiers go. What those tiers are, I have no idea. Still trying to figure this all out as I go along. So I'll have to come up with special rewards for like tier 2 and 3. Maybe it's like a special sub-only chat, or maybe it's... I might see if I can... I don't know. I know with YouTube, when channels become monetized, there are many VTubers out there that do members-only type streams, just for the people who sub, who do paid subscriptions. So I might see if that something like that's possible for Twitch. I'm really not sure on that. I am going to, of course, have more redeems. You may notice that there are a few high value redeems available right now. For about 1,000 nobility, you can have me do an Ada Ada, and for about 2,000, I will do an Uwu. You get those two for free because I had to describe what they were. But that's all you get. You're not going to get any more Ada Adas or Uwus out of me. Oh. Well, bugger. But anyway, there it is. This is... we'll come up with some more rewards. I had thought how comical it would be for me to perhaps do... I know my friend Lucy Komori has a redeem where she has to do about something like 2 to 5 minutes in her native German accent. She spent a considerable amount of time trying to lessen her German accent, and with that redeem, she just lets it fly. I may do something where I have a different accent on. Perhaps if you ever wanted to hear his lordship speak like an American, then that is I will consider that. Don't know if I will do anything else. I'm not really sure about that, but we'll see. And then I might have a few of the other standard ones you come to expect, like head pats and maybe the bonk emoji, little hammer bonking me on the head or something to that effect. I do need to. I do notice that I do need tits. That's the animation system that allows people to throw things at me. Not sure how that works with a live 2D model. I've got the link to it. I'm just gonna have to figure that out later. I've had less than 24 hours notice on this sort of thing, so we're gonna have to add in things as we go along. But that's all coming soon. Yeah, if somebody wanted to try redeem, if they've got enough points, they're certainly welcome to try. And let's see, we're at 20 past the hour. I'm actually going to let's give the ad break a shot here. So I'm going to I don't know, should I do the be right back screen? No, we'll leave it up like this. So right now, let's see, a 60-second advertising chat. We're going to fire one of those off right now, and we'll be back, and that's going in 3, 2, 1. Is it going to work? Oh, off it goes. It's counting down. How about that? Recently ran an ad, must wait to run another. Well, that's fair. "45 seconds. "30 seconds. And there's 15 seconds there. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, and we should be back now from the 60-second ad break. Hopefully that fired off the way it was supposed to. But yeah, chat, if you want to bypass all of that, use your Prime subscription. Just tap that sub button there that you see there on your screen, or you can get a what is it? Twitch Turbo. Twitch Turbo is also something I get a cut of the memberships with that, and so Twitch Turbo actually allows you to bypass ad breaks across everyone's streams. So hopefully that fired off the way it was supposed to, and everyone's back here from the ad break. Right. Let's see. Probably should go ahead and mention other sponsors while we're at it. First one is, of course, Dubby. Dubby is an energy drink that you mix at home with no jitters and no crash. There's now actually a limited time release flavor from Dubby called Pom Blom Energy, the Pom Blom Energy drink. It's a pomegranate blossom flavor. It's they've only got one pallet that they made of this. 30 servings per tub. Green coffee fruit extract is the star of the show, which helps you to focus. They've got amino acids for brain food, vitamins like B3, B6, B12, and C. 150 milligrams of caffeine per serving, with no sugar, maltodextrin, artificial colors, or dyes, no fillers, no BS, period. And it costs you only $1 per serving. That beats your daily coffee or canned drink any day. And best of all, no crash, jitters, or angst. You can try the limited run Pom Blom flavor by going to dubby.gg or clicking that link there in chat. Use the code Lord Rexworth at checkout for 10% off your order. That's dubby.gg, code Lord Rexworth, all one word at checkout, for 10% off your order. Dubby, be better. We're also brought to you tonight by NordVPN. If you're not using a reliable VPN, Nobles, your private information can be easily accessed by third parties. Get NordVPN to protect yourself from prying eyes. NordVPN encrypts your internet connection and hides your IP address and location, making you much safer and more private online. All you have to do is purchase a subscription, which right now they're running a Black Friday discount, 65% off, plus you get 3 extra months, and that costs from $3.79 per month, and there's still the 30-day money-back guarantee. So you purchase a subscription, download the NordVPN app available on PCs, Macs, smartphones, tablets, and then connect to a VPN server. And there you have it. Job done. So try NordVPN today by clicking that link there in chat. Risk-free, 30 days, all yours. Hi, Rex. Hey, Hazy, good to see you, good to see you. You actually came back just in time. We just got back from the ad break. I'm doing the live readings now. Good timing. Let's see. And I don't know if pre-roll ads are working or not. I think I disabled them, but I'm not sure. So if someone in chat can let me know, then I'll know whether or not to. I might actually disable pre-roll ads and just manually fire them off. Let's see. Oh, right. Also brought to you tonight by the Cash App. Try the Cash App using my code. We'll both get $5 when you link a new bank account and send $5. Just click that link there in chat. Download the Cash App today. And then we're also brought to you by Wise. Most people run into the issue of hefty conversion fees, ATM charges, foreign transaction fees when they're traveling. The Wise multi-currency account and debit card help to solve that problem. You can convert money before your trip at the mid-market exchange rate plus a small upfront fee. Then when you reach your travel destination, pay with your Wise debit card or withdraw at ATMs with free withdrawals up to $250 each month and no foreign transaction fees on the Wise debit card. When traveling abroad, consider Wise. With their multi-currency account and debit card, you can spend and withdraw money in over 40 currencies from local ATMs, much cheaper than using your local bank. Wise up, my dear nobles, with a little help from Wise. I believe that goes through all of our live read sponsors. Yes, that's everyone. Right. And I just noticed I do need to put up something on the page for NordVPN. That one's still missing. Naughty, naughty boy me. But yeah. Let's see. Goodness. So what can you expect in the future as far as streams go? Well, something I have been thinking about, especially as I deal with certain IRL life changes and all. I want to do more traveling. And I have noticed that a lot of VTubers in the space have been doing the same, realizing that there's this big, beautiful world out there, and that we no longer have to confine ourselves to this virtual animated world per se. I will go ahead and make the announcement that I will be attending an anime convention in an official capacity starting next year. I will be in Toronto, Canada, next May 2024 for Anime North. It's an event that my genmates with Project Astaria are planning on making an appearance at. We have, as far as I know, have submitted or are in the process of submitting a proposal for a panel at Anime North. Depending on how all of that goes, which I expect to be a member of that panel. And right now we have been discussing what we would talk about. One of the ideas that has been discussed is how to become a VTuber, and so we are still working on that. We will, but expect to see a well-dressed man roaming about the con of Anime North. Still annoyed I won't be making it this year. That's all right, Raven. There's always next year. You'll be with us in spirit, and we'll make sure we take lots of pictures and maybe even take some video of the panel. So there's that. But I don't know who everybody follows out there in the VTubing space. I will say that I have noticed with some of the Geeks Plus streamers, particularly Onigiri, and also with several VShojo talents, everyone from Zentreya to Giga to, gosh, I don't know who else. I think it really started with Iron Mouse. But in recent months, I have noticed that they had been doing some IRL streams of sorts, where a local somewhere in Japan would get a cell phone and perhaps some pocket Wi-Fi and start streaming Twitch on their phone, and then overlaid uh, would be VTuber talents who would watch along, and yeah, they would just. It's almost like you're going exploring with your favorite VTubers to some IRL destination. With Giri, she actually dropped the model, of course, wearing a face mask to conceal her identity, and she's now relocated to Japan, and takes the audience with her to explore things like fish markets in Tokyo somewhere, or just sort of everyday type touristy things. I have always had a fondness for travel, and one of the casualties of send snacks. Bet will do. One of the casualties of the whole pandemic was travel. I was absolutely devastated by that. The closing down of the entire world, as it were, such a sad sight. And so it was just a point of great joy and celebration for me when the world started to open back up again. We're now several years away from the pandemic, or what feels like several years anyway. Far enough from the pandemic that people feel safe traveling again. And I do plan to get out there into the world once more. I love that quote by Mark Twain that travel is fatal to prejudice. Actually, I don't want to muck this up. So let me get the quote because I know I'm going to forget something. Let me just Google this real quick. Yes, here it is. Travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness, and many of our people need it sorely on these accounts. Broad, wholesome, charitable views of men and things cannot be acquired by vegetating in one little corner of the earth all of one's lifetime. And so, in the coming months, I think on a trial basis with Anime North, but certainly with other ventures, perhaps some solo travel on my part, expect to see some travel streams from me. I'm going to be going certain places in this world. I'm already going places, metaphorically speaking, of course. Yes, might do a few walkabout sessions in Toronto. I know I do want to go back to Japan, and I want to go back fairly soon. So might do some streaming of live walkabouts, answering questions. Certainly not going to be a nuisance like some influencers and streamers have been. I will actually go out of my way to avoid being that way and be extra mindful, because I know that sort of thing is on thin ice right now, and we definitely have to be respectful of other people's countries and cultures. I've heard it said on a lot of online forums and even the Twitter space, and a lot of Japanese nationals have said it themselves. Japan is not your amusement park, so don't treat it as such. It's a place where people live. It's a place where people work. It's a place where people have lives, and we need to respect that. And so, wherever possible, yes, I will stream. I will, perhaps show you some interesting sites. But let's see. There's Japan. There's some other places that I'd like to go to. Obviously, it has been ages. Too long, really. Since I have visited my family's native lands. of the United Kingdom, of England and Scotland. I should like to see London. I should like to see the Highlands of Scotland. The Highlands in particular are where a lot of my ancestors hail from. It's where my clan is from. So that is a particularly special place, almost holy ground for me, as it were. A sacred spot. I should like to have all of you, my nobles, along the way for the journey. Maybe make a stop off in Ireland. Maybe even tour the continent. I don't know. I don't have a timeline on when any of this is going to happen. I just know that it's going to happen. So I'm looking forward to it, and I am looking forward to the journey with all of you. And speaking of all of you, I would be incredibly remiss and ungrateful if I did not extend to all of you my thanks. We are not here talking about this and celebrating this milestone without all of you, my nobles. Simply put, I could not have done this without you. And so I thank each and every one of you for your support, for your time, for your energy, for your attention. It means everything to me. Hey, Resort, welcome. So, really and truly, from the bottom of my heart, congrats on reaching affiliate, by the way, thank you. And thank you all. My dear beloved nobles, thank you. I would not be here without all of you. Your support in that year zero time, when I'm still figuring everything out. It really does mean everything to me. So I thank all of you very, very much. Really and truly, it means a great deal. And I especially want to... Special thanks goes out to anyone and everyone who has ever raided me. To all of my mods, thank you for keeping things safe and orderly. To my genmates in Project Estadio. Personally, I feel as though I was languishing a bit before I met all of you. And I'm grateful to know each and every one of you. And of course, all of the friends of Project Estadia as well. Had you all not come round and entered my life, and I entered yours when I did, I don't think we'd be having this conversation. I would probably still be grinding away, though I don't even know about that. There have been times where I thought maybe it just wasn't worth it. that maybe I should reassess and try something else. Those moments were brief, thankfully, and I kept at it. And I suppose if that's one lesson to be learned from all of this, it's never give up. Don't quit. Don't give up. Hold the line. The dark times, the lean years, they are but a passing season in life. And eventually, you make your way out of a valley of lack and into a valley or even a mountain of blessing. The timing of it all is rather fortuitous. Especially when I think about some of the IRL things that were going on in my life over these past few months. I've been through a lot. And a lot of it happened in a fairly short span of time. And yet here I stand before you. With beauty for ashes. You're a pretty cool guy, Rex. Trust me, you got what it takes. I'm pretty sure while things will get a bit harder, they'll also be more rewarding. Yes, I agree, Resort. To whom much is given, much is required. And that is something I was contemplating today. I finally reached affiliate. But now even more hard work begins. I can't just rest on my laurels. I can't just continue to keep doing what I'm doing and expect things to be the same. Occasionally, you've got to mix things up. You've got to do some things different. You have to evaluate what is working and what is not working. Take what works and discard the rest. And that is something I have been looking at with some of the staples of weekly programming and streams that I've been doing. There's some things I'm hesitant to let go of, but I think I can adapt them, and I think I have been rather successful at adapting them in ways that work. Something that's not going to change, and in fact you might start to see more of it, is reading ASMR. In fact, I got a rather fun idea from a friend of Project Estadia. And I think it was it was Masumi Miyu who mentioned one time that I think she said, "Oh Rex, you have such a lovely voice. I should love it if you read some bedtime stories one evening." So I'm going to lean into that a bit. And so look in the future for maybe some evening streams, at least over here in North America. Possibly even some recorded content of His Lordship reading you a bedtime story. It sounds like fun. It sounds like good wholesome fun. Me, what the hell? Oh, it's all right, Resort. It's all right. I have been asked to come up with an impromptu bedtime story for someone once, and I was thankfully rather successful with it, and I think I actually lulled them off to sleep. So, yes, perhaps look forward to some reading ASMR, perhaps some short recorded stuff of His Lordship reads you a bedtime story. Definitely will do more reading ASMR of classic literature, I think. I should probably put it up on my throne page, but I should very much like a hard copy of Winston Churchill's series, A History of the English-Speaking Peoples, which if you're looking for a history of Britannia, that is the definitive source. Churchill was a legendary statesman, but also an historian and a prolific writer. Gonna have to talk to Miyu about this. It's all right. I don't mind, really. I don't mind. In fact, I thought the idea incredibly charming when I heard it, and I don't think anybody else would have an objection. Would anybody else in chat have any objections to me reading them a bedtime story? Probably going to see more of that on the YouTube page, which you see that there in the lower thirds animation up top. Lord Rexworth VT. Search that in on YouTube. No, I mean I'm going to make her come listen to it. I should love to get hers and Abbott's reactions to that. I think that would make some fantastic content. Yeah. Hello, Lord Rexworth. Congrats on hitting affiliate finally. Thank you, Action. And you may notice the sword is yours, sir. You are now a mod. So congratulations to go all around. She's going to fawn over it so much she might not even sleep. Yes. Who knows? Both her and Abbott might be might lose a bit of sleep over it. Anyways, so look for some more ASMR content. I have been encouraged to get that to start doing that. I've also got a Ko-Fi page. Do I have the command in yet? I'm also trying to get you some sound redeems and channel point redeems. I've got 2 in place already, Action. I'm working just a little bit ahead. But, did I put in a code for Ko-Fi? No, I did not. Right, let me fix that real quick. I'll get everyone a link. I don't think the links have been firing off the way they're supposed to. Did want to make mention that I do have a Ko-Fi page set up, and you may have seen some of the automated messages post in chat. But I do have comms open. For $20 US, you can have a custom recorded message of 30 to 60 seconds from your favorite British anime husbando. Just let me know what you want to say, and of course, within reason, I will say it. I will record it for you, and only for you, and you'll have a little clip from his lordship, made especially for you. It's bespoke gourmet audio for people who love that sort of thing. Interesting. Yes. So, With that out of the way, maybe to make Celeste and Sakura fluster. Just if you'd like to buy as a gift to someone, I certainly welcome that. Yes, just let me know what lol you should. Yes, well, you know, the Christmas season is coming up, and what better way to say I love you than with a custom clip from his lordship, or perhaps a spatula. If anybody knows the reference of where that joke comes from, you get bonus points. In fact, I might even give you some bonus channel points. Anyway, let's see. Wait, you can give out channel points? I think you can. At least I should hope you can. I know you can refund channel points. Let's see. Let me go over to channel points over here. And okay, channel points are enabled. Points display, customize, manage rewards and challenges. Oh, I will. Devious minds at work in my chat. Let's see. Smart cost. New custom reward. I know that there is community challenges. Viewers can crowdfund big rewards with channel points, price them high to last longer, and encourage more participation. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure that out. I don't know. If I can't do it, I'll figure out something else to reward people with. Maybe even just a free sub. I don't know. But yeah, we've got action to answer your question from earlier. Do have 2 custom rewards in place now. I think they should be showing up there. That's 2 things that you can have me say for either the cost of 1,000 nobility or 2,000 nobility. Coming soon also, I see that, yes, those 2. Small Nez, welcome. Welcome. I'm doing all right. This is, we're just sort of having a casual, just having a friendly chat here as we celebrate, my favorite redeem. For 1,000 nobility, it can be all yours, Resort. So, not enough points though. Right, yeah, no, I kind of want to make people work for that one. I don't know, maybe I should lower it. I don't know. Might lower it down. Maybe a couple of 100 points. Idea for a redeem. 5 minutes of lordly ASMR. There's something interesting. 5 minutes of lordly ASMR. What would lordly ASMR sound like, I wonder? Not yet. Ooh. I wonder indeed. Okay, I'm gonna have to take that. Right, I need to take notes. I probably should have been taking notes from the beginning, but, you know, there it is. 5 minutes of lordly ASMR. I did think about, and since we've got more people here in chat now, let me know your thoughts on. Remember, a bad note is better than a good memory. Yes. Thoughts on about 2 to 5 minutes of his lordship speaking in an American accent. A few of my gen mates have heard me attempt my best American accent. And I would consider it for a fairly large nobility point redeem. Define American because that's quite a broad description. Midwestern accent, we'll put it that way. That was still impressive, by the way. Sometimes I have a tendency to overdo it with some of the pronunciation. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I've had some vocal coaching training, and it was years ago. On how, just basically trying to not sound like, not sound too, what's the word, twangy, not to sound too southern, not to sound too west coast, not necessarily even to sound too east coast, but teach me one day, my lord. It's a lot of mouth exercises, saying things rather slowly and building up speed on red leather, yellow leather, over and over again. Red leather, yellow leather. Having to go down to the tire field to talk about the tire fire. Transcontinental is the most difficult American accent to attempt, mostly because no one's tried it in ages. Yes, transcontinental. I believe that is the name for a form of enunciating that is, in some ways, it's like a very weak attempt on a British accent. So, it was something that was a requirement for a lot of old Hollywood actors and actresses in order for them to have any sort of speaking part in a film. They had to adopt a transcontinental accent. And it's actually something that's not even a real accent. It's something that's completely and totally manufactured. Now, one of the most famous users of the accent was Mel Blanc, which is surprising considering all of the other accents that he's so good with. Everything from the Brooklyn accent of Bugs Bunny to the southern drawl of Foghorn Leghorn. What an amazing voice actor, Mel Blanc. Just an absolute legend. With all of the different voices and sound effects that he was able to create. Long before he was their go-to with Warner Brothers, he was the one who did all of the on-the-fly sound effects and a lot of the minor characters for the Jack Benny program. Not to mention the shouts and the yells, yes, which can be quite a strain on a voice. Just the list of credits for Mel Blanc is just absolutely stunning. A fun bit of trivia. For a time, they actually thought that they were going to cast Mel Blanc as the voice of C-3PO in Star Wars. And it was Mel Blanc himself who was listening to the dailies and to the work prints of Star Wars and hearing the voice of Anthony Daniels in the costume. And he told George Lucas and the rest of the crew, this guy, he sounds pretty good. Maybe you should just go with him. Yeah, they had actually reached out to Mel Blanc to be the voice of C-3PO. They weren't sure what they were looking for. They thought at first maybe sounding like a used car salesman. And then they thought, well, no, you know what? Maybe we should make him sound like a butler or something. And, Mel Blanc, he's good. But he looked at, he was listening to the muffled voice of Anthony Daniels as he was reading off the lines when they were filming Star Wars, listening back to all of that. And he said during auditions, you know what, you should really just let the guy in the suit handle it. And so they did. And the rest is history. That's such an interesting thing with Star Wars. That Sir Alec Guinness was not the only big name star that was at the very least considered for some type of part in Star Wars. They had thought about hiring someone like Orson Welles to be the voice of Darth Vader. Well, Orson Welles had already built up quite a reputation there in Hollywood as being quite difficult to work with. Plus, I think he was unavailable, and plus he was too expensive. So, They went with someone who was available, who was easier to work with, who was a consummate professional, and who also was easy on the budget at the time. And that was James Earl Jones. Yeah, difficult being the operative word, yes. Yeah, Orson Welles became quite the diva in later years. I don't know if anybody has ever seen the videos of him doing takes for Paul Masson wine, and he is visibly drunk. Not necessarily on Paul Masson wine. I actually did a rather funny take. If you go to the Ko-Fi page, there is a voice pack that's available for $5, and you can hear me doing a line. I think it's from Genshin Impact, or it's from one of the big popular games these days, talking about osmanthus wine. I was given the line by a friend and told to record it, and I came up with this idea that I would record it in the vein of Orson Welles drunkenly attempting to stumble his way through a Paul Masson commercial. So if you're interested in seeing what that sounds like, head over to my Ko-Fi page, and for $5, that, along with several other clips, are available as part of a voice pack. Yes, there was a film project that Orson Welles was working on for close to 10 years. He would film it off and on, just whenever he had money to afford it. And he would have certain actors come in and read for the parts, film the parts, and then he would fire them. And years later, he'd come back and ask them to read for and audition for a part that he'd already cast them for and let them go for. I'm not sure if he was succumbing to madness or if he just didn't have the money to pay people. Probably a little bit of both. But why, though? I don't know. It wasn't anything that got released. It was... Blip got hit by ads. Oh! Did that fire off? Hang on, let me go back to the stream manager. Let's see. Can't see if ads are playing. It's not showing as having played. Gosh, we've been at it for over an hour now. Didn't think it would last this long. Because then again, there were some days that I didn't think I was going to last this long at this whole VTubing thing, but hey. Here I am. Oh, I think I know what's happened. Might be because I'm going to post a message here in chat. Might be because we're near the top of the hour. That's when this stuff tends to fire off automatically, I believe. Oh, look. It lists me as, I notice in Stream Manager I'm listed as my own subscriber. How lovely. I've got to wait 2 days before I can toss a subby in. Yeah. No, that's alright. That's alright. I've got them set up to go, I've got a button here that I can fire off in Stream Manager to do 60-second ad breaks. And I currently have it set for 3 minutes of ads every hour. So if I don't hit the button first, it'll fire off at some point. But yes, glad that you mentioned that action. There's Prime subs available. Twitch Turbo, of course. I will still earn revenue off of that. Let me see what else. And then, of course, there's the regular subs, which I've got to figure out what to do with all the tiers. No idea. Oh, before I forget, emotes have been commissioned. So I have reached out to, same, still haven't figured out the tiers for mine. I'm not sure what to do with it. It's a little bit easier to manage if it's YouTube. You know, you can do like members-only streams and whatnot. I think at some point I'm probably going to have to do some sort of subathon. In fact, now that I am an affiliate, that might be a good idea to do that fairly soon. Some sort of subathon. I've never really done anything like that. Suggestions are, of course, appreciated. I have to think. I don't know if I want to do some type of 24-hour stream or streaming across multiple days. I don't know. I'm really not sure. I mean, I just got the notice today, and this was all rather last minute, so if you ever do a donathon, I got you, man. I appreciate that result. Thank you. Idea for a special type of subathon that would fit a wine tasting subathon. Oh, we could do the hand cam for that. I'd have to switch over to, I'd have to get another webcam or maybe to switch over to the PNG tuber mode. But, yes, I could actually do something like that. I do have a few wines and sparkling wines and champagnes that I do recommend to people if ever they need any sort of recommendation. You would be surprised how budget friendly they are. So I think I'll withhold that information, and you know what? Wine tasting subathon. I'm writing this down. Coming soon, available. Don't even need a redeem for them, but you will need to be following me, of course, which all of you in chat are. Emotes have been commissioned. I have reached out to a fellow VTuber in the space known as the Adorable Tuna, and have commissioned her to create a set of 10 emotes for me. Let me go over and I had a note of what they were. I've got the let's see, what are known as YCH emotes, your character here type emotes. First one is going to be of his lordship sipping tea from a teacup and saucer. His lordship has a wheeze emoji, laughing so hard that I'm crying and have this wheezing look to me. Kind of an ooh-woo look with emote C of me sort of poking my head up and lurking in. There's the Dedge emoji of me just falling back and tired and everything. Then I've also commissioned, and this is where we start to get into some customization, where I've drawn, there's a sword drawn. So there's, some people have the gun pulled, or the gun drawn emoji. I've instead opted for sword, because it's not as clumsy or random as a gun. It's an elegant weapon for a more civilized age. And then, what is the actual name of... Yes. So the sword, and fun little bit of trivia with that particular emote, I asked Tuna to perhaps rework a few tiny details on the sword. there'll be an emote of me having drawn the sword. And the sword itself is going to be modeled after the Grenadier Guards sword, which is what is carried by the guards at Buckingham Palace, who guard His Majesty the King. And as a lord of the manor who is loyal to king and country, I feel it only appropriate that as an English nobleman VTuber, I have the same sword that is carried by His Majesty's guards. Let's see, there's also the wave emoji, that's coming soon. His Lordship holding a heart. I believe the heart is going to be a blue color, which primary color, my color palette, blue, white, and champagne gold. Got to get your Forge Master to make you that sword, yeah. The power of the sword, yes. Let's see, what else do I have? There'll also be an Angie emoji. I don't know if there'll be an eating popcorn emoji or if I'm going to have a sort of big eyes AO type emoji, British man style. Yes. And then of course there's the wheel, the circular wheel loading emoji. That's also going to be a thing. So there's going to be 10 emotes made available. Tuna's working on them now. She'll be working on them on stream at some point, I believe. So we'll definitely actually, you know what? While we're at it, we may as well give a shout out. The adorable Tuna. Yeah, that's who we need. Right. Let's see. Mute that. Let's give a shout out to my emote artist. I don't believe she's awake at this hour, but a shout out to the adorable Tuna. Everybody, please go follow them. Go follow their Twitch page, and especially catch their art streams as they design emotes for me on stream. It's going to be fantastic. Let's see. Let me go back to my stream manager here. That's good. All right. Let's see. Right, some more handcam stuff, definitely. Coming soon. Now, the wine tasting sounds like a lovely idea. I had some success early in the year when I did that candy eating stream, which is still available in the archives at Lord Rexworth VT on YouTube. Which, I mean, go ahead and post all links again for everybody, just in case they don't have it yet. You can just go to lordrexworth.com, then click on the YouTube button, that'll take you over to the YouTube page. I'm trying to grow the follow count over there, as well as on Twitch. There's also a classic snacks from Japan type of stream. Yes, and that is available, I do believe, in the archives there on my YouTube page, Lord Rexworth VT. Did have to switch over to PNG tuber mode for that one. That's going back a few months. I think almost 6 months now. No, that was August. That was August, yes. Before so many parts of my IRL portion of my life just came crashing down horribly. But that was a fun stream. And that was, it was quite enjoyable to consume that many sweets. I do love Japanese snacks. Those are fantastic. Japanese and British snacks. You could try it Ashen style, where the cam is in your POV, and what's visible on stream is your lordship's hands picking at the box of snacks. Oh yeah, no, that was... Actually, were you there? I don't know if you were there. It was on the YouTube and Kick side of things. But I did have an overhead. I'd taken the webcam that I use for motion capture on my VTuber model and turned it overhead. And yeah, there was just a picture of my hands and me talking and eating a bunch of Japanese snacks. Hi, Rex. Been a bit late, but wanted to say congrats again. Oh, well, thank you, Sakura. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Resort is here, and I think he might have a little prezi for you with a little help from me soon. You and Celeste and some others. We'll have to plot and scheme that offline. Resort, what did you do? Wait, what? Our lips are sealed, darling. Our lips are sealed. Let's not spoil it just yet. No. If you're having snacks, you better share. Bet. I'll always share my snacks. Always share my sweets. I'm especially when I've got jelly candies and especially jelly babies. You'll see me put on my best Doctor Who impression, sort of hold out Tom Baker style, a big bag, and just get the big eyes. And it's like, would you like a jelly baby? Nothing, my adorable pink fox. Sure was what I don't trust you. Yeah, so, but yeah, on the more ambitious side, definitely want to do some IRL streams. Of course, taking every precaution to conceal my face and my identity, but doing what I've seen a lot of VTubers doing, showing off different parts of the world to the rest of the world, to encourage tourism and travel. I believe that travel is something that is good for the soul, good for the mind, just good for the overall person. And so if you will all indulge me, I should like to show you parts of the world that either I've never been to or that I have been to before and I find rather fascinating. And I'd like to share the most interesting parts of it with all of you. Those streams seem fun to do. Indeed, they do. I know I wouldn't be able to do that because I'd be too worried about things. Got to be careful with doing those streams in certain places like in Japan since they've been plagued with nuisance streamers lately. Yeah, that is a concern. Of course, I will be incredibly mindful of that. Might have to do fairly short streams, or maybe something where I just record something and then share it with everyone after the fact. I know that even, well, like with the gentleman I consider an Oshi of mine, False ID, he had the honor of going to Japan earlier this year. He did not stream it live, but he did take lots of pictures. It was his first time over in Japan. I was incredibly happy for him. And for several weekends, several days, in fact, was him in stream, not talking about things VTubers say, but just going over a photo slideshow of his time in Japan. If only traveling wasn't so expensive nowadays. Yeah. One thing I can recommend to everybody, do be incredibly responsible and very careful with this sort of thing, but it can help sometimes to do what's known as miles stacking. Frequent flyer miles. I have actually flown to Japan several times and paid for the airfare mostly with frequent flyer miles, which these days can be used not only for airfare, but also to pay for hotels and other things, even rental cars. That's the one thing I would strongly recommend, is that join as many of the airline frequent flyer programs, and whatever you can do to earn airline miles, whether it's through frequent travel, or even, they have things like these e-shopping malls, so stuff that you normally would purchase anyways. Just run it through an e-shopping mall and earn airline miles that way. I know that's how it's done with a lot of US and North American shoppers. So So that's just one idea, but do be careful with that sort of thing, especially with the credit cards. Don't get into credit card debt, please. Whatever you do, pay it off, or just don't even bother with the credit cards, because it's just too easy to get yourself in trouble with that sort of thing. You should take me with you, lol. You need travel buddies. I do need travel companions, like a certain time traveling doctor. Travel to me is far more fun when it is shared. I have traveled alone. I don't mind traveling alone, but the experience is richer when you have friends. I'd love to go to Japan someday myself. Sakura, I can tell you as somebody who's been there twice, everything is as advertised. Everything is as advertised. The stuff that you grew up watching in anime and television shows, it's all going to be there. The beauty is going to be as you expect it, and you will love it. I guarantee it. I want to travel, but one, expensive, two, don't like traveling alone. Well, perhaps we can get ourselves a big group together and do some group travel. Might even get some savings that way. I do miss Japan. If only I was rich, I'd take a bunch of us on holiday over there for a couple of weeks. Honestly, I'd be tempted not to come back. Especially with what I see with deals on old houses over in Japan. Depending on the condition, you have to pay cash for them. But that is still a dream of mine to buy one of those old houses and maybe just live part of the year or most of the year, who knows, the rest of my life in Japan. In the same way, Hazy, it's so much money, but it'd be too scared or nervous to travel alone. Oh, it's really not so bad. It seems intimidating at first, but really a lot of that is just people psyching themselves out. I was so nervous to get on the train system in Tokyo by myself one day, and then I did it. I just followed the map. I followed the guidance of Google Maps, and I was nervous, but I was all right. I got to where I was going. Actually, first time riding the Tokyo subway system was when I went to go visit the Seiko Museum before they moved it to Ginza. Fascinating museum, by the way. Highly recommend it, because it's not just a history of Seiko, it's a history of time and timekeeping itself. They even have a prototype of the mechanism that would eventually become the clock mechanism for Elizabethan Tower, or Big Ben, as it's sometimes called. Big Ben is actually the bell, but yeah, it's a fascinating museum, and I was actually rather proud of myself. It was like, oh, I just rode public transport all by myself. I can do this. Time to plan a group trip in the future, my lord. Exactly, resort. Wait, group trip? Yeah. Yep, credit card debts are shackles and easily become extremely heavy. Yes, I know from experience. Japan's a very beautiful place, and those hot springs, having been to one that is at the foot of Mount Fuji, I can confirm it's everything you expect and more. And now there's an even better one that is in the town of Gotemba. They built a hotel that connects to the Gotemba Premium Outlets. So fantastic shopping at the foot of Mount Fuji in a shopping mall. Quick dash across the walkway, and you're there at a boutique hotel that's got a built-in hot spring. You can make a fantastic weekend or even a week-long trip out of it, and it is just a magnificent experience. I'd be scared to go into the hot springs. Oh, no. There's nothing to be scared of. It's quite peaceful and relaxing, and it's fantastic. I know, right? 70k USD for a 4-bedroom house in the country. Yes, there's a service that I was for a time subscribed to called cheaphousesjapan.com. I think it's something done through Gumroad. There's a gentleman who is fluent in both English and Japanese, and that's all he does, is publish a listing service of cheap old houses that are available for sale across Japan. You have to bring cash unless you're a permanent resident or a citizen of Japan. But yeah, you can find lovely old houses for about $100,000 or less. Sometimes I've seen some historical structures for about $4,000 or $5,000. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. Don't know what you're thinking, but it's super relaxing to be in one. All the stress and exhaustion just fades away. Exactly. Yes. Um, yeah, and especially when you have even the cloudy, shrouded in clouds view of Mount Fuji nearby. You just look at that, and it's like it's one of those once in a lifetime sort of events that it's just you have to be there. You have to go. Yes, everyone's naked. Just don't look at each other's sensitive bits. It's like, sort of the unwritten rule of all the lads in there. It's like, okay, we're not going to look at each other as a gentleman's sausage. So yeah, it's one of those things where you go in, you're going in naked. So just be aware. Not thinking of anything. Just know you don't have to go. Don't you have to go naked with only a towel? Yes. So that's it's like showering at the gym. Just be polite and don't stare. Exactly, exactly. And it's segregated by male and female. So all the men go off in their own direction, and all the women go off in their own half of the hot spring. Yeah, no, it's not. There are some co-ed hot springs, but those are mostly like an individual hot spring experience, like say for a couple that's having a getaway together, or a little romantic holiday. Like private hot spring baths that are connected to their room, either at an inn or at a hotel. Yeah, like a honeymoon suite. Yes, exactly. That's a good way of putting it. Action. Yes. Yeah. So in that's I think who was it? Charla and Chris Broad. They both went off and did one of those together, and I think they even did some content for it on their YouTube pages, and it was quite interesting. Of course, all the naked bits were blurred out and everything, but it was. It's also one of the things they kind of have to do, because I think Charla's got a lot of tattoos on her body. That's another thing. Japan's getting better about it, but there's still a lot of places where if you got tattoos, you either have to put some sort of sleeve on or covering or something, or just, forget about going in, because there's still that sort of association and connotation that somebody who has a lot of tattoos is a member of the Yakuza or member of Japanese organized crime, which is odd considering that, it's like foreigners can't be a member of the Yakuza, but nobody said the rules had to make sense. Yeah. So, I remember that honeymoon experience. Oh yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, they're pretty reserved about all the ink because they think you're some sort of criminal. Yeah, that sort of thing is oftentimes associated with Japanese organized crime or the Yakuza. The good news is, at least I think in Tokyo and some of the bigger metropolitan areas, they're becoming a bit more progressive about that sort of thing, to where they're realizing, okay, foreigners are becoming more comfortable with the idea of having body art and tattoos and everything. So as long as they don't look like they've got Yakuza tattoos, something that's obvious like that, there's some places that is like, okay, that's fine. You can come in. You don't have to cover up that sort of thing. So they're getting a bit more sensible about it. And plus, there's every financial incentive to do so, because for several years, for at least a couple of years, Japan was completely closed off, just isolated from the rest of the world. Nobody could get in, and very few could get out. And so now that they've opened up, they've a lot of tourism is starting to come back. They want tourism to come back, and they realize that Not everybody's so reserved. Some people like to express themselves with ink and with body art and piercings and things of that nature. Um, so they're starting to a lot of places are starting to relax on that sort of thing. So it's not as restricted as it used to be. So we'll put it that way. Let's see, bottom of the hour. I'm going to go ahead and fire off a 60-second ad here. So give me 60 seconds, chat. We'll fire this off in 3, 2, 1. And off it goes. Gosh, I cannot believe I prattled on this long. Nearing 90 minutes on this. Incredible. Let's see. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're back, my dear nobles. Hopefully that was... I don't know, what sort of... I'd be interested to hear what sort of adverts everyone's getting now. Hopefully it's not for things like erection pills or things of that nature. Local. All right. Oh god, yeah. Usual stuff. Adverts for Raid Shadow Legends and guns, and that would be weird. Yeah, that gosh, you know, the only time I really get to see what sort of advertisements are on television these days, whenever I manage to catch like the evening news or these days programming that I can tolerate to watch in the evening before I stream is episodes of Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune or something like that. Thankfully, that's on around the time where me and the family are sitting down to dinner. And it's, I don't know, it's interesting, especially whenever I catch the evening news, whenever I can stand to sit and watch that tripe. My God, they are coming up with all sorts of unusual treatments and medicines and pharmacological concoctions to push on people these days. You know, even for things for people who have these weird conditions with their fingers, they can't quite spread out their fingers anymore. It's like, oh, there's this pill or this treatment or something. Like they come up with snake oil. It certainly sounds like it. It's like, and some of the conditions, the names that they come up with these things, I'm like, you're just making that up, aren't you? It leaves me quite incredulous, yes, that they are. And then the side effects like compulsive gambling. Right, but enough about MiHoYo games and Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail, am I right? Yeah, some names are really weird for sure. Yeah, that's no, you. So, gosh, I'm trying to think of what else we can expect here in the future. It's not gambling because I don't get my money back. I think that's how it works with a lot of gambling, really. You go into the casino and you come out a lot poorer. You play those gacha pulls and you'll never see those dollars, pounds, euros, or whatever ever again. That's gacha gambling, though. But gambling's gambling, though, isn't it? I mean, isn't that a distinction without a difference? That's a pretty quick way to see your money fly away from your wallet. Yeah, all those gacha pulls for Genshin or for Star Rail. Gambling is gambling. Damn, who knew? There's a difference because casino gambling, if you're good at it, can be a career. Yeah, and talk of Jeopardy. I think there's a gentleman who competed in the greatest of all time championship alongside Ken Jennings and he was a professional sports gambler or something like that. Lived in Las Vegas. Forget his name, James something or other, but he was quite good. Came fairly close, but then I think it was Ken Jennings who notched another, I think, $1 million under his belt for that particular championship. That was one of the last sessions of Jeopardy with Alex Trebek before he passed away, sadly. There's a different. Let's see. Kind of glad I don't put money in gacha games. Yeah, I don't either. I'll play the games on stream because they're rather fun, but I don't think. I don't think I'll actually pay for any of that stuff. Gacha gambling just leaves you broke. Still better than getting scammed. Only time I gamble is during poker games. The machines most of the time are rigged. Yeah, best odds, I'm told, and of course this has been many years since this was told to me, best odds, generally speaking, tend to be with the machines, not the slots, but rather the video poker. Those tend to have the best odds out of all the machines. And so gambling counts you as an athlete. Well, I suppose so, in the same vein as esports, which really are a rather taxing sport when you really look at them closely. A lot of those athletes, I mean, they're not. You look at a lot of those people; they do a lot to prepare for tournaments and for championships and whatnot. Like Asmongold, for example. I believe he's now pretty much retired from professional esports and gaming, but he still maintains a fairly disciplined health regimen. I mean, the man does not drink, he does not smoke. I believe he gets fairly regular exercise on a daily or semi-daily basis. Eats very lean cuts of meat and tries to eat as healthy as possible. And he's not the only one. A lot of professional esports players and gamers are like that, because I mean it's just better for you overall. Being in good shape, working out, getting to the gym and start pumping iron, lifting, bruh, and maintaining a healthy diet. It's not just good for the body; it's also good for the mind and for the soul. And so, cheers to all of the professional esports athletes out there, and yes, even to the professional gamblers. It takes a lot of stamina to be at those Texas Hold'em tables for as long as they are. An hour late, but congrats on affiliate, Rex. Oh, hey, it's all right, Remy, but thank you. Yes, thank you so much. Oh yes, the $2 steak. Who can forget? Yes, that Gordon Ramsay has got nothing on Asmongold. Getting into and keeping up the routine of gym stuffs is the hardest part. Yes, I used to do what's known as CrossFit, which is a rather intense form of workout for about an hour to 2 hours, and the only reason had to quit was because it just got too bloody expensive, and I ended up moving away from the gym. But it was quite good, and keeping up that routine of going about 3-4 times a week was, and this was when I was still streaming. I just made sure to go on the nights that I was not streaming. But it was quite good for me, and I do miss it. So yeah, do need to get back in the habit of it. I do try to eat right at the very least, but yeah, I see the stream elements things are still going off. Time management, sheesh. Yeah, sheesh. Yeah, it's not easy. I really do. I really do admire those particular VTubers who are able to be so successful that they make this a full-time thing, and they spend part of their day meeting with a personal trainer and working out. I know. I want to say, who do I know who has mentioned that sort of thing before? I think Shy Lily meets with a trainer on a fairly regular basis. Kirsta Verstol is also another one who she works out during the day and then comes back and streams during the afternoon and into the evening, which is very good. I think that's a lovely regiment. I should like to do the same thing myself. No, that's the dream. Streaming as a day job / career. Yes. I request days to be 26 hours. I'm trying to think who it was. Someone sent me a meme one time. It was one of those mind-blowing sort of things. If we added a 13th month to the calendar year, we could make every single month in the year 30 days exactly. None of this leap year nonsense. None of these months that have 30 days. Some have 31. One has only 28. Yeah. I looked at that. I was like, that's actually rather brilliant. Because, I mean, the concept of the Gregorian calendar and 12 months in a year, all of that's not, that is a fairly recent concept within, like, what? Since, I'm trying to think, when did that come about? What was that, in the Middle Ages? But think of the thousands of years before that of known human civilization, and that wasn't how it was. In fact, the years were a lot shorter for people. Seasons were shorter. Seasons were different. I don't know. Doesn't seem like such a bad idea to me. But yeah, streaming as the day job career. That's that is the dream, isn't it, for a lot of us? I will admit that's the dream for me. I would not mind doing this. I would stream far more hours and doing a lot more during the day. If it were a financially viable thing. Thankfully, I do believe that we're taking the first steps tonight to making that a genuine possibility. So I don't know. We will see on that. We shall see. Small steps means you're moving forward. Yeah. Small steps. And across this nearly 9 months on this journey now. Gosh, it sounds like I birthed a baby or something. But surprise! No, I'm kidding. And now all of a sudden everybody's wondering who's the mum. These 9 months, this journey, it's really quite incredible when I look back how far I've come. I had exited radio broadcasting and been out of the business for several years. I came back very briefly around 28. I exited in 2016. I started radio back in 2006. So I put in a full 10 years of work into radio. I was in a lot of national and international markets. And I quit for a while because I just didn't feel like I was getting anywhere. Who's the mum? Is it Sakura, perhaps? No, I was joking. Damn, 9 months already. Yeah, time flies. I started out with a business laptop and an old Blue Yeti microphone. And I was having to do all of my streams standing up. I couldn't even sit down for them. And I was doing that in a walk-in closet in my bedroom, using all of my clothes for soundproofing. And then later on I got the new streaming PC and got a new microphone and a Streamer X from Rode, and really just kicked up the audio, cranked that up to 11. Wait, you don't get promotion radio? Not necessarily for the work that I was doing. Mine was more in the news journalism department. And really, unless you're one of the big national hosts or presenters, or even an international host or presenter, not really a lot of money in that type of show business. And I felt I'd sort of hit a plateau in my career back in 2016. And so I left the business to pursue other opportunities. I was in university at the time. I was actually, 2016, I would have been in grad school. I was in business school working on my MBA. And it was many years I think I spent about 2 years not doing anything related to radio or audio production or anything whatsoever. And went back into it part-time because I needed a little extra cash. And finally called it quits in 2020. Mostly over editorial disputes with the newsroom that I was working in at the time. And how we were letting one or two angry, shrill, shrieking voices that kept writing into the station dictate what our content and coverage would be. And I basically told them, look, you're either going to stand with me and stand up for your talent, or I'm walking, because I have to have confidence in the leadership. I have to have a confidence knowing that leadership is going to be strong and stand firm and hold the line and present a position of strength and not be weak-willed and bend over constantly just to appease a few people who are in an angry but vocal minority. And they refused to do that. So I told them I quit. I didn't even give them 2 weeks' notice. I just told them, you can find someone else to do this job. Because I don't work for weak-willed, cowardly people like that. And, yeah. I walked off that job and never looked back. And honestly, I felt at that point that I really was done with radio, with entertainment, with everything to do with anything, any type of on-air presence. I figured I'd burn my last bridge and wouldn't have anything more to do with show business in general. So, are we in an alternate timeline and you're the Frasier of this one? I don't know about Frasier, but did you get on TV? I did do some television work, yes. Nothing on camera, but I did do some work for television. So for me to get back into doing something like this, having been away from radio for so long, it was intimidating at first. Oh man, yeah. Sorry to disappoint. There'll be no face reveal via extensive Google searches here. Nice being your own boss with your own hours and methods, though, isn't it? Yeah. That was the thing I noticed, is that a lot of what I learned through my years of radio was still applicable here. I just had a bit more of a relaxed, free-form type of format. Things are a bit more chill. I don't have to worry so much about moments of silence or dead air, as they call it. I don't have to always have something to say and always just keep pressing forward with this innate fear from a neurotic program director or news director thinking that the minute somebody has a pregnant pause that all of a sudden they're going to lose millions of listeners. We can actually take it easy. And I can actually grow an audience organically. And I can talk about the things I want to talk about. I can't tell you how many of the ideas that I had presented, and they were just rejected out of hand by some just absolute arsehole of a boss, whether they were a news director, a program director, or a vice president of operations. And in that typical gruff American fashion that they so often had, it was like, oh, nobody cares about that. Followed by a get the fuck out of my office. Well, most of those people either got fired later on, got laid off. Some of them were lucky enough to retire. Most people in radio are never that lucky. Layoffs are just a thing, especially with station format changes. Exactly. Can't imagine having 900 ideas, only being able to talk about 3 because the other 897 would offend advertisers. Yeah. Rex not brand friendly. I'm quite brand friendly, actually. Yeah, but I mean, and it wasn't necessarily anything quite offensive. It was just talking about niche subjects, which now I can talk about those things. I mean, I've had a video react stream where we just talk about wristwatches, which may not be something that that interests a lot of people, but you know, it is a rather niche subject. It's a rather small circle of content creators. Yeah, there's a lot of words that you can't say on broadcast radio, on broadcast television in America. In the United Kingdom, they have what's known as the watershed moment, where you have more freedom to say certain things, but still Ofcom and other regulatory bodies could intervene and fine a broadcaster for saying certain things on the air. I don't know if anybody still remembers the old stand-up routine from the late George Carlin of the 7 words you can't say on television. It's fairly universal and also applies to broadcast radio. Even more so now. Yeah, it's standard broadcast content has, and even the stuff that you find on cable is so sanitized that I can't even bear to watch it. Honestly, with television, I mean, I don't have a TV. I don't have a TV that works. I just have computer monitors. But the one television in my house that is used for watching television, most of the time, the only thing I can bear to watch is reruns of old television shows from like the 60s, the 70s, up into the 80s. Game shows. Everything from the current stuff that you might see, like here in the US, there's the popular ones are Price is Right, Wheel of Fortune, and Jeopardy. I don't mind those shows. I think those are nice programs, even to just keep on in the background. Let me look this one up. I got 3 out of 7. I'm in the clear. Yeah. There is, though, I have noticed on American television, on some of the HD sub-channels, and on basic cable, that they do have a channel called, and I think it's also available on like Pluto TV and the like, it's called Buzzer, which is reruns of old game shows. And those are quite fun to watch. Now, there's a network in the US called MeTV, and they've got in the mornings, they've got Police Story, Hardcastle and McCormick, and Remington Steele. I loved Remington Steele. I loved watching the reruns of that growing up. That was Pierce Brosnan before he was James Bond. God, I can't believe Jeopardy's still going on for so many decades. Holy shit! Yes, it's Jeopardy is still going strong. Sadly, Alex Trebek, the original one of the original hosts of it, passed away a few years ago from terminal cancer. So the gentleman who won the title of greatest of all time in a primetime special, and also has won the most money of any contestant in Jeopardy history, Ken Jennings, I believe, is now the new host of the US version. You'd be surprised how many years some of these shows went on for. Yeah, with American television shows, they will basically go until they drop, until everyone is... I mean, there's soap operas on American television that are still going. I think there's one on the network CBS called The Young and the Restless. This year marks their 50th anniversary. It's a soap opera, for heaven's sake, and it's been going on for 50 years. Of course, then again, over in the UK, they've got shows like Coronation Street and EastEnders that have been, and Holby City that have been going on for decades and decades. So, I mean, there's that. Some of these things are just the institutions, and they stick around because they're rather easy to program, and they manage to rope in enough people that the networks decide, you get another series. It's not like a lot of UK and European shows where you might get a handful of episodes every year or every couple of years, and then that's it. I mean, I was shocked going back and looking at long-running American television shows, and then I compared it to British comedies like Yes Minister and Yes Prime Minister, and those will fit on a couple of DVDs. They didn't do too many episodes. I think the most they ever did in one series was 5 episodes. But it was one of those things where less was more. Oh yeah, Days of Our Lives was another one that was going on for eons. I remember my great-gran used to watch it, and the one recurring character they kept bringing back, oh yeah, Stefano, yes. Yeah, it's funny. I actually met a writer. I'll come back and tell this story in just a minute, everybody. Let's take a quick ad break here. 60 seconds. Be right back. Even I don't know how to summon ads. Really? I just pushed the button. And here we go again in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everyone. Honestly, I feel like I'm hosting a television show of sorts. And maybe that's the way I only got one ad because I'm third. Oh dear. Oh. Now, Remy, we call those developing countries now. Just out of curiosity, what was the ad for? Do we? I don't. I know. I'm joking a bit, action. Yeah. So I actually fun little fact. Oh, more fried chicken. Ah, yes. Well, the Colonel's going to be working overtime with those 11 herbs and spices. My ads are all in Spanish for some reason. Been trying to figure out why. Yeah, I've noticed that some ads in North America, even if you have settings for English, they'll still give you adverticio en español. I think that's the correct pronunciation. Probably not. Probably sound like a total Philistine trying to do Spanish. Yes, tacos, nachos, sombrero, arriba, andale. I'm so sorry, everyone. I am so sorry. I am so incredibly sorry. El burrito. Buying products not in the country. Yeah, isn't that a bit of false advertising if it doesn't exist in your country? Oh, dear. Right. So anyways, fun little fact, I actually met a gentleman who was a creative writing and literature professor at a university near where I lived at the time. And he was actually one of the writers on the soap opera that you mentioned, Action, Days of Our Lives. In fact, he was responsible for one of the spoopy type Dark Shadows-esque storylines involving demonic possession that they ran with for, my God, they must have run with that for half a year or longer. And having watched a few of those episodes just because I was bored and I was home from school at the time, um, I don't know. I almost he almost seemed apologetic when I mentioned it to him. It was like, we didn't say it, but it was sort of an unspoken understanding. It was like, yeah, that was rather cringe what you were doing there, and he was sort of acknowledging very quietly. He's like, yes, I know, but I needed the money, so did it. That storyline sounds familiar, but it wouldn't surprise me they ran with it. Yeah, I mean they do daytime television. They will that's like an experimental proving ground for a lot of things. I think before the primetime soap operas started getting cancelled for outlandish storylines with satellites and alien abductions, they were doing that with episodes of Ryan's Hope in the daytime. But it needed the money, the reason for so much schlock. Yes, I mean it was why Sir Alec Guinness did the part of Obi-Wan Kenobi. He had zero respect for George Lucas as a writer, a director, or anything like that, but they were paying him rather well, so he went ahead and did it. He kept coming back because they kept writing the big checks. But fans would approach him and talk about how, oh, Sir Alec, you're my hero, and this is one of the greatest parts you've ever done. And what sort of life advice do you have? And he would just say to them repeatedly, never see those bloody films ever again. He did not like Star Wars, at least in the least. He did not like it at all. Yeah, it was he was not a fan. He was not a Star Wars fan. So, anyway, but yeah, gosh, we're at 2 hours here. Could be worse. At least they didn't pester him to pretend to be impaled on a stake like what kept happening with Christopher Lee. Oh, God. Having to do that over and over again. That, yeah, I imagine that must get rather, must have got rather tiresome after a while. And of course, Christopher Lee, that was one of his final roles, I think, was his Darth Tyrannus, Count Dooku, on Star Wars. He had the part that he did the voice for in Clone Wars, and then they had to recast it with a different actor, mainly because they couldn't afford Sir Christopher Lee to keep going forever. This was before Disney had bought them. But also, Christopher Lee was in rather poor health at the time Clone Wars was coming out. I think he died shortly after. Right, chat. I've noticed that we are at just over the 2-hour mark. So I think just to sum up everything, again, I do want to thank all of you. Time flew, didn't it? Yes, I'm shocked I was able to prattle on for over 2 hours. But yeah, and all credit to Afea for the suggestion that I do a just chatting stream. Just keep it, I figured I didn't really have much time to prepare anything, so at her suggestion, I just kept it simple. And just took this opportunity to celebrate. I suppose if we wanted to add in an ASMR element, we could imagine that all of us are sitting around here in the library at Castle Rexworth, sipping our champagne and just sort of celebrating the win for today of his lordship making affiliate at long last. There were no special favors pulled. This was all a result of me grinding away and trying to get better at streaming, making incremental improvements as I went along. And of course, the incremental improvements will continue. The Kaizen model tends to work rather well with this sort of thing. But also, again, I must thank each and every one of you, my nobles, for... I would not be here without all of you. Your support, your time, your encouragement, your energy, your attention, everything raises glass. I raise my glass to all of you as well, nobles. Thank you all. Thank you so much. This means a great deal to me. And as mentioned, and of course, if you missed anything, the VOD will be up shortly. This is only the beginning. His lordship is just getting warmed up, as it were. And I'm looking forward to coming up with all sorts of interesting new forms of content, whether live or pre-recorded. I'm looking forward to growing on this platform, perhaps even becoming a Twitch partner. I do want to mention that I do still have other, raising my whiskey to you, Rex. Cheers, Resort. Thank you. Thank you. I do want to mention that the challenge still stands of, we are still trying to get the follow count up on YouTube with the new page there. But also, still got the kick challenge in place. I probably don't talk about that as much as I should because I've been trying to focus on Twitch. But 75 follows on Kick, and I will eat 7 million Scoville-rated hot wings, probably try to sing karaoke at the same time, and will gladly and with a merry heart make myself suffer for all of your benefit whilst collabing with my dear friend and mod, Action Bastard, as he also consumes said 7 million Scoville-rated hot wings. Yes, I remember that challenge notification. Yes, that is still in place. So, and we are about a third of the way there on the follow count on Kick. But if you'll go to lordrexworth.com and click on the Kick link, it'll be fun. It'll be pain, but it'll be fun. Yes. And Lorelei Chow has also volunteered to take part. She apparently is quite the fan of spicy foods, and so we shall not be alone. Though they say trouble sometimes comes in threes. I can only imagine what sort of spicy trouble we can get into with at least three plates of 7 million Scoville rated hot wings of chicken tendies. Shenanigans abound, yes. We'll play some games, we'll sing some songs, and I will probably be crying my eyes out because I'm the spice and everything is slowly eating away at me from the inside. But yeah, the challenge still stands. Got to remember to buy some milk. Oh yes, keeping a gallon in the fridge at all times for that. I'll probably drink the whole gallon. But anyways, do be sure to follow me, not just here on Twitch, but also on the YouTube channel. VODs get uploaded there because they cannot be stored forever here on Twitch. They can, however, be stored near indefinitely over on YouTube. And also do be sure to follow my Kick page, which, as I said, once I get 75 followers, I will also become a Kick affiliate. That'll be another stream of income for his lordship, which will help me tremendously. And I shall reward all of you with my suffering. So hopefully that will we can build up the full account over there as well. Do plan to start simulcasting. It's a bit of a gamble because I have had to move away from. I used to have fiber internet at my last location, and never really had to worry about whether or not the connection could handle a simulcast. I've got the computing power for it. I could stream across 3 or 4 different platforms if I wanted to with my current rig. Unfortunately, I don't think that the present internet connection I'm working on has the ability to do like 3, maybe 4 streams. So, and it'll be a bit of a gamble just to have 2 going. However, I will probably be doing an experimental stream at some point just to make sure, just to see if it'll work or not. We had to do some experimental streams when I relocated just to see if YouTube could get up and running, and then if Twitch would operate as it was supposed to. Doesn't Stream Elements have that thing where you can simulcast? Yes, it does. Streamlabs does. You log into your accounts, and you can toggle switches, and you can simulcast on up to like 4, maybe 5 platforms. I think maybe even as many as 6 if you wanted to do mobile platforms. So I can do YouTube and Twitch, obviously. I can do Kick. I have to put that in manually. But there's also the option to do Twitter streams, Instagram streams, TikTok streams. So there's a lot of different channels that I'm already on, and can potentially do some experimental streams to see if those work. Action, you are coming back with that milk, right? Right? Of course, I'm coming back with the milk. Why wouldn't I? You damn well better, man. Oh, this would not be possible without the help of my mods. All of you, thank you, and thank you for keeping me safe and guarded. To all of you nobles, thank you again for your support. I'm looking forward to seeing subs from all of you, even. Whether it's a Prime sub or it's supporting me through Twitch Turbo, or even just a standard Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3 sub. New content coming out soon. At some point, probably we'll be doing a subathon. Just need to do some planning on some things. So, look forward to it all. Many, many more exciting things to come. And I'm looking forward to sharing it with all of you, my dear friends and nobles. So, on that note, let us go ahead and close out here. And let's find somebody that we can raid. Let me see first if any of my gin mates are online. And is Nobu streaming tonight? Or do we miss him? I'm shocked I got as many view numbers. If he is streaming, I'm shocked I've got this many view numbers. This is... Let me see. Who is online right now? I don't see any gen mates on tonight. Oh well, that's all right. Let's see if we can find somebody else to support. And go give them the love. Actually, you know what? I don't know if I've had a chance to raid them yet, so we'll go ahead and do that. Actually, I have had a chance to raid them before. Let's go raid one of my mods. And that is Pink Zombie. Playing Black Mesa, which we're going to get back to our own gameplay on my stream fairly soon. Pink actually became affiliate not too long ago. Just a little bit before I did, actually. I was going to ask, have you beaten Black Mesa yet? And no. No, not yet. Soon. I know I'm in the second half of the game. So we'll go raid Pink Zombie. Let's see. Schedule has dropped, and let's see. Tomorrow night we will finish up Follow the Saint for our reading ASMR and other stories. I may actually do a live reading of those bedtime stories. I don't know. I'll figure that out before then. But that's tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Right. So let's go raid Pink. I'll see all of you tomorrow night here on Twitch. Thank you all again so very much. From the bottom of my heart. Really, truly. I love you all. Thank you. I'm Lord Rexworth. Wishing you all the best. And God bless.